So week 3, centers to buy, and I would trade for going into week 3 here of the fantasy basketball season. The first guy I would try to trade for at center is Brook Lopez of the Milwaukee Bucks. And Lopez, he's been a pretty solid center the last couple seasons now since he's been with the Bucks, and he's not going to play major minutes. He's not going to put up monster stats, but he's still a serviceable player. He don't miss games anymore, really, which is a good thing here for Brook Lopez and the Bucks. And the last few games, he's had some decent stat lines. December 30th, 26 minutes of play, 3 for 11 from the field, 7 points, 8 rebounds, and a 3 and 2 steals. So right here, Brook Lopez, that's a decent game. Then 16 minutes on New Year's Day, 9 points, 3 boards, and assist, a block. And then his last game versus Detroit on the 4th, 8 points, 7 boards, 2 threes, an assist, and a steal. So Lopez, he's getting the starter minutes. He's not going to play major minutes, like I said, but he's still contributing. He can hit 3-pointers, and his field goal percentage is going to go up, I believe, as the games go on. He's in a little bit of a slump, and I think you could get him on a cheap price right now, and he can help your ball club at the center position. The next center I would try to trade for this week and buy is James Wiseman of the Golden State Warriors. Wiseman, he's an up-and-coming rookie, obviously, and he had a good game yesterday. 10 points, 4 boards, 55% from the field, and 2 blocks. Then on January 3rd, 12 and 11 for his first career double-double and 2 blocks. So Wiseman, he's going to come close to double-doubles on most nights. He's going to get 1.5 to 2 blocks per game on average. And that's good stats here, and I don't think you got to break the bank for Wiseman. He's a rookie. There's going to be up and downs for him, but I think he's going to be fine, and he's a center I'd like to have on my team and a guy to target because I think he could get the job done and help fantasy owners. He's going to help with field goal percentage most nights. He can add a 3 here and there as well. We've seen him hit a few, and like I said, he'll help you in blocks. The next center I would try to get, he's on the list once again this week, Steven Adams of the New Orleans Pelicans. Adams, he just puts up numbers, man, and this season, nothing short again here with his new team. In his last few games, he's had good stat lines. December 29th at Phoenix, 11 points, 8 boards. Then December 31st at OKC, his former team, 14 points, 10 boards, 53% from the field. Then January 2nd versus Toronto, 13 points, 10 boards again. And then January 4th, last night's game, 57% from the field, 10 points, 8 rebounds, and he added 3 steals. So Adams, he's the starter. You know he's a gamer. You know he's a tough guy. And he's going to be the dirty work guy over there in New Orleans. They got a bunch of scorers already, obviously, with Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball. But Steven Adams, he's a player that could really get the job done, and he can help fantasy teams. And he don't miss a lot of games. So Steven Adams, I would try to trade for him in many leagues, and I don't think you got to break the bank for him. But he's going to put up pretty much double-double numbers almost every night as well. The next guy is Al Horford of the OKC Thunder. Horford, obviously the fill-in now for the Thunder than Steven Adams. And Horford, he's been up and down so far this season. In his last 2 games, though, it's been a tale of 2 tapes. January 2nd versus the Magic, 12 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, and a block with 2 threes. And then last night versus Miami in a horrible game all around for the Thunder, where they're going to have a lot of growing pains. 2 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist. So in this one, he didn't play many minutes, only 21 minutes because of the blowout. And he shot 16% from the field, which isn't going to happen, obviously, every night. And Al Horford, honestly, some owners might even drop him, and I would just go out there and pick him up. But if it's a minor trade, he's a center I would buy because I think he's going to have good games along the way, like we've seen some parts of the season so far, where he gets 7-8 rebounds, 3 or 4 assists, and anywhere from 15 to 20 points. So I would go out there and get Horford if the owner's looking to get him. And the last center I would try to trade for is KarlAnthony Towns of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Towns, he dislocated that wrist. They thought he would be out only a couple games, but I figured he'd be out this long. And Towns, obviously, he's a top 10 talent in fantasy basketball, and this year a lot of owners took him top 4, top 5 in most drafts. And Towns now, he's missed 4 games. I don't think he's going to come back for another 2 or 3 weeks. So if the Towns owner, he don't want to wait for him or whatever the deal is, or if he goes off to a bad start in the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season. He might look to trade him, and you're not going to give up the premium like you would have in the beginning of the season to try to get KarlAnthony Towns on your team. I know Minnesota, it's probably going to be a bad season for them anyway, so they might not rush Towns back, but if you could afford to get him and his price drops for the Towns owner, I would go get him. So that's a few centers I would try to buy and trade for here in week 3 of fantasy basketball.